I'm like, oh shoot, what do I say? What do I say? And I
Right.
did say, well, I happen to be their pastor, and and he's
Mm.
like, oh, and then that was like 2 more minutes of conversation, and that was about it.
Yeah.
and and it's hard, right?
Mhm.
Because we want to be faithful to our calling as
Mm.
well as pastors, but even just as human beings and
Yes.
children of God,
Mm.
and it's anyway, the world has changed. And so, well, and maybe you can even speak to your own experience. How do we, what might Hebrews say, or
Mhm.
just your own reflections? How do we kind of be the leaders that we need to be for the world as it is today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. And I feel like that takes us to this latter
Mm.
part, which I hope that for listeners, and of course, probably your listeners are very familiar with Hebrews, but when I was studying this and knew I had to write up on this, verse 17 really kind of grabbed me because
Mm.
it says, I liked your translation. Did it say trust your leaders or have confidence?
Have confidence in your leaders. Yeah, this is
Beautiful.
the
Oh, that's
NIV.
a
Yeah.
good translation. And then it goes on to say, and submit to them or obey them,
Hmm.
defer to them. Ooh, already I'm kind of like, oh my goodness, red flags. Like, what
Yeah.
do we do with it? The earliest commentary on Hebrews is by John Chrysostom, the famous
Mm.
preacher, the golden
Hmm.
mouthed preacher. And on this verse, he says, it's better to have no leaders at all than a bad leader. So I was very comforted that the first interpreter recognized, hey, humans could misuse this
Yeah.
instruction.